So you want to know if you should just buy chaos. Let me show you something super dope about this game. Roll that clip. This game is honestly amazing. As a fan of Square Enix games, this is not a spinoff for the sake of it. It's a spinoff with some passion in it. Stranger of Paradise is honestly top 5 best Square Enix spinoffs that was ever created. It's crazy, and I miss online co-op like this. First, let me nip this in the bud. I've heard people say this. This game is not Elden Ring. If you're one of those people that have been saying, why play this instead of the best game of 2022, objectively, I'll let you all know ASAP. Here's why. If you're looking for a more accessible experience, Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin has various difficulties. They are story, action, and hard, and can also be changed even for co-op play later. Did I mention the multiplayer is actually really fun? I think what's perfect about Strangers of Paradise multiplayer is that you can go through the whole game with friends. There are moments where they separate for story, but it's literally an important cutscene and you're back to the typical gameplay. I honestly wish more video games let you do this, and many people work or are busy with school. When you play with friends in games like Strangers of Paradise, it simply reminds me of going to the movie theaters, but it's interactive, but with your homies. I think the only thing I kinda don't like about the co-op element is that if I join a friend's room, I don't get my equipment or armor pieces attached to the character that they select me to. At the same time, I understand it's like that because of you're going through a story with somebody else for the first time and you don't want to spoil anything. So that's why I think they went with that route. So let's answer the big question in the room. So should you buy Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins? Let me tell you that one of the most important aspects of Strangers of Paradise is the replayability is super strong in this game. This game has enough content to keep you going over missions over and over and over again repeatedly. The fact you can play multiplayer with up to 3 friends is broken because everyone can have a unique class setup. If you didn't know, Final Fantasy Origins has over 27 different classes in the game, and you can spend endless hours going through the classes and customization within the game, man. Yeah, Final Fantasy Origins kinda encourages you to learn multiple classes for different battles as well. I even found myself using the Lance class, a weapon type I wouldn't use because the link ability will be worth it. You have some link abilities that give you a boost in attack after every hit. You have some abilities that will consume some HP just to give you bonus in attack. The game has so many options, and the grind to get them all and found out new sets of weapons and abilities gets me hyped. This is like one of the best action-based Final Fantasy experiences, and I can't stress this enough. I encourage everybody that even if you buy this game for the co-op, try playing some of the missions and levels out on your own. The story of Final Fantasy Origins Stranger of Paradise is very different, but I feel like I love it because it just doesn't try to take itself too seriously, and sometimes I can appreciate that. Koei Tecmo was like, yeah, so we just gonna add Final Fantasy elements, but like make it funny as hell, and then just make it Neo. Look at this clip too.
It will remain a dream so long as I live. I don't give a fuck who you are.
This might be one of my favorite games on the PS5 so far. It isn't perfect, and this game is not really just a PS5 exclusive because it's on PC and PS4, but the game is pretty versatile in how it works with its story. Some people are even calling this, and you know, in the funny meme way, that the game is kind of like the Metal Gear Rising of this generation. You know, we're not saying the game's better or any game is worse. We're not doing that. We both saying they both fucking rock. There's other stuff to do besides just the main story quests. You do have side quests for every missions that give you different armor, different things, etc. I love Final Fantasy 15, and I'm super excited for Final Fantasy 16 in the future, the way they're going to be doing action in that game. However, I think if you really care about gameplay, Koei Tecmo has really nailed Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins really well. The gameplay is the high point of this with an incredible flexible job system and insane combat depth. You can truly customize it to suit the way you want to play, to be honest with you. This is the most real time a Final Fantasy has been, and I can only hope for a sequel to Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins. It's been your boy Avataryaya. I'm giving you a quick update. Should you buy Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins? And I'm gonna say hell yes. But then another person will probably say, hey, yo, Yaya, I ain't got no homies. I ain't got no friends. Can I play the game alone? Yes, you can 100% play the game alone. Since the game has accessibility, such as I stated earlier, with different difficulties, you can go through the game at your own pace. Sometimes just being able to do things by yourself in this game is really good, because you'll probably want to explore some areas more than all your other homies will. So that being said, it's your boy Avataryaya. Follow me on Twitter at avataryayaTV. And remember, subscribe, join the Discord and description channel down below. This is a fighting game and RPG channel right now. I'm having a blast, to be honest with you. Tomorrow we'll be talking about some more Stranger to Paradise, some more tips and tricks for the game to help you guys get through it, since the game is actually coming out tomorrow and I want y'all to be hype about that. So, it's your boy Yaya, you guys are golden, and that is raw. Squalla, peace, and I'm out.
I've been the devil, I need me a arc in the heart. Am I breathing? I feel like Tanjiro. Walking this bitch with a zombie, I wanna see rocket, I keep me a domino. Bitch, on my dick, man, I feel like Kazaki. Stretching that pussy out like it's Pilates. I'm dashing the soul like right out of a body. Fire, I spitting, I feel like Dobby. White bitch, blonde hair, looking like Lucy. She from Kyoshi, I paint her face Suki.